Okay. Ryan Abbott, Sergeant with the King County Sheriff's Office. First of all, again, thanks for coming out here. So Gia Fuda has been missing, or had been missing. Today was actually the 9th day. And we are absolutely thrilled to know that Search and Rescue located her alive. She's in stable condition. She is with her parents, being transported to a local hospital. When this started on Friday was kind of the last day that anybody had seen her. We had King County Search and Rescue out for the first several days, and we had Search and Rescue out from all over the state assisting us throughout the week. They are absolutely amazing. They do this, they're volunteers, they do this on their own time. And again, to find enough people to come out here, hundreds of volunteers day in and day out to try to find Gia was amazing. So they began searching. We had a bloodhound that came in on Tuesday that tracked about 1.75 miles westbound. So we had a feeling that she was possibly headed westbound. The nearest gas station was quite a haul from there, and she had run out of gas. They had searched the area all around where the bloodhound had tracked to and then stopped tracking. They did some more measurements to try to determine exactly where her phone was last got a signal. Because it's a dead area, it makes it really difficult for the tracking of cell phones. But they did some more kind of triangulating and figuring out exactly where she could have been. They continued the search today, and at about 2:45 p.m., there was a deputy and multiple search and rescue volunteers that came across a notebook that ended up belonging to Gia. They started to follow the creek, and as they walked up the creek, they located some clothing and shoes. And a little bit further up the same creek, we're talking about 2 miles up a very steep ravine embankment, and she was towards the top of this. They found her. She was alert, she was conscious, and they immediately gave her medical support there, medical aid, and then they were able to call an aid car and get her out of the general area. The medics were on scene as well, and they treated her and transported her to a local hospital, where again, she's in stable condition. This is a remarkable ending. I had said 8 days, but like I said, it's actually 9 days. This is the 9th day today. And for our search and rescue coordinator, for Ed Christian, to be able to find enough volunteers every day to come out here was a feat in itself. We are thrilled for the family. They have been out with us here. They have been trying to help us search. They've been a great support. And from my understanding, the parents, of course, were absolutely thrilled when they found out that Gia was alive and we had located her. So again, we're very thankful for all the volunteers that came out and spent time with us. A lot of hours went into searching for her, and we're very thankful that she was found. It shows that miracles do happen and don't ever quit, and that's what we were doing. They just continued to search and thankfully found her. Any questions about it?
Yeah, can you speak at all to how she ended up from the roadway walking possibly towards the gas station to how she ended up in the woods?
Yeah, we're still trying to determine that. She didn't have any food with her when we found her, so thankfully the creek was nearby, so she had water, but she wasn't very coherent. So we don't actually know exactly how she got up in that area yet. We don't know if she got turned around the wrong way or what, but that's something that we'll be able to ask her in a couple days once she's treated at the hospital and she's feeling better.
And you said she was 2 miles upstream, but do you know how far away that was from where her car was?
From the what, I'm sorry?
Where she was down.
Oh, where her car was?
Gone.
So it was about, gosh, I'd have to ask. I'm thinking from her car. Yeah, I'll have to look into it and see. I know that the bloodhound track was 1.75 miles, and then I don't know from there how far up she was. It was probably a couple more miles, so 3 to 4 miles or so. It was a really large search area. They had a ton of area to cover, and again, without any cell phone coverage to try to check her phone and see where she was at, it made it very difficult. The brush is very thick out here as well, so we can't bring helicopters in to really see very easily, which is why a lot of these searches had to be on foot. So we had a lot of trackers that came in and were able to find her that way.
You said you're still piecing together what happened. Any early indication of what she
We're not sure if she was able to eat some berries out there or not. We know that there are some huckleberries and stuff up there, but I don't know if we've determined if she was able to eat any of it. The only thing we know for sure is she had plenty of water with the creek there. But I think once we were able to talk to her and try to find out more, we'll have some more information on that. Yeah, we haven't been able to really talk to her except know that she's okay. One of the search and rescue volunteers was a doctor, so he was able to help out, treat her right away. And then we were able to get the paramedics on scene as well that were able to help her.
And just to clarify, you said the first item you found from her was a sweatshirt?
A notebook, and then we ended up finding some clothing also.
Were there any notes left? Or?
I don't know if we've looked through that yet.
I know social media has been buzzing, Ryan, and you don't want to dwell on that too much, but I know some people were asking, was this a kidnapping? Did she maybe escape? Is there any sign that anybody at any point had her?
No, it does not appear that was involved at all, at least at this point. And I don't think there was anything so far we've determined that would cause us to believe that.
Would that be a non-suspicious anymore?
Well, we still don't know how she got out there, but, we had all the signs in the beginning with her purse being left behind, with it running out of gas in a really remote area. And it's very possible she could have just got turned around when she was trying to walk to get gas. We don't know why she was up there yet at this point. We don't know what caused her to go up the ravine.
I'm curious. I think her brother said she had a few bags when she left. I didn't get a chance to ask you.
We found some of the bags in the car. Yes, they were still in there.
Talk about search and rescue. Was it every day?
Yeah, the searchers were here from 7 days total, and they were here every day from early in the morning to late at night. And this isn't an easy area to get to either. So a lot of the search and rescue people came from King County. All the counties pretty much in the area were sending volunteers to help us. We were very, very fortunate.
Have you made any sense as to why I apologize. So she left her purse behind, but her cell phone was not in the car. It just was not powered on. Is that correct?
It was not in the car, so she most likely took it with her. And we don't know if it wasn't powered on or if it just lost signal because it's a dead zone where she was at with the cell phones. None of the cell phones are working up there.
And I mean, 9 days in the wilderness, someone's missing. How common or not common is it for someone to be found alive after that amount of time in the wilderness?
Yeah, this is very rare. Talking to our search and rescue coordinator, Detective Christian, he's been doing this a long time. I think he said this is the second longest ever, and he's been a cop for a very long time. And he does a lot of these search and rescue missions. I can't think of, for this length of time, any other ones that I can think of. So it's very rare. It is definitely a miracle, and we are so thrilled that she's okay and made it out of there. Again, for her family and for all of her friends. There's been so much support and so much interest and people wanting to help. It's been really nice to see.
I apologize if you said this already, Ryan, but can you give us a better idea as to where she was found? I know a family friend said near the base of Stevens Pass. I'm not sure if you can give us maybe a better idea.
I'll try to get a picture of the map of exactly where she was at. I know that it was, I'm trying to think exactly, kind of southwest, but several miles. I'll have to get a map, and I can give you guys a picture, or at least kind of show you on the map where she was located beforehand.
Did you know if search and rescue teams have any photos that they took of bringing her out?
I asked that question. They were so busy they didn't have time to take any at the moment, at least not that I found yet, but I'm still kind of asking around to check.
I'm curious for you guys, what's like a search and rescue versus like a search times that, it's so busy already with all the resources for King County Search and Rescue to be out. Maybe like where this was today, the family said they were cutting it today.
We didn't have many more days left. We were definitely looking at maybe 1 or 2 more days, and it's not that we didn't want to keep looking, it's that we don't have volunteers to keep helping. I mean, they helped for a long time and gave up so many hours of their time to help look for Gia. So the hardest part for us and for our search and rescue coordinator and for everybody is to try to determine, when that cutoff is. But knowing search and rescue, knowing Ed, they don't want to give up and they want to keep going. So they're going to keep coming out here as long as it takes to a reasonable amount of time. And because we found somebody else in the past 10 days out, we still had a couple days we felt that we could hopefully find her alive.
Do you know what, if anything, is like the determining factor
No, but we can check and ask Ed, and I can find out for you. Yeah, I'm not sure when it actually turns into that, or if we'll find out. We can ask the search and rescue coordinator.
So maybe in just summation, as far as what you said, at this point, it appears as though that car ran out of gas, and she went off, and then somehow ended up in the woods.
Yeah, it almost appeared that she was walking down the hill, like she was going to go towards the nearest gas station, which was probably 10 miles from where she was at. I don't think she had any idea how far away it is. Now, why she went into the woods at the location she did, and we only have an approximate at this time, we don't even know for sure, but because the bloodhound tracked to that general area and then stopped, it's probably a good guesstimate that she went in at that point, but we don't know why yet. And that'll be something for us to ask her once she's feeling better and is able to speak. I'll find out from Ed. I think it was just shy of 4 miles, but a lot of it was way up a hill. It was a pretty steep incline she went up.
Sorry, brother. She had no supplies. Just she was relying on the water from the creek.
Yeah, she didn't have anything with her. She had a little bit of clothing with her, notepad, and that was it.
It might be obvious. Those surveillance pics that were released on Wednesday were before.
Yeah, that was on Friday. The surveillance pics were from Friday down at the espresso stand before she had run out of gas. Yeah.
And so, is it safe for us to say that you guys think that she was walking away from her car, walking west, got into the woods, like she went into the woods?
That's
Why she did it or why is an unknown. You guys are saying.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking at this point. It seems to make sense with the way that the dogs were tracking, but I don't know if we'll ever know for sure. I think once we're able to talk to her, she'll be able to tell us a little bit more.
What advice can you give to people who find themselves in a situation, they find themselves in a car, they've run out of gas? What should they think about if they're in that situation?
Yeah, if you're out of gas, especially in a secluded area like this, putting your hood up on your car to let people know that you're having some vehicle trouble is always a really good start. There is a lot of troopers that we have up in the area, and then there's also a lot of people that know when they come up here that there's not a lot of that there's no cell phone coverage. We have a lot of cabins in the area and other things like that, so people are always trying to help. Obviously, we tell people to be really cautious of who you get help from. If you can wait for a police officer to come by or DOT crew or somebody like that, that's your best option. But if it gets to be hours and hours you're still sitting there, then you might have to look at some other options at that point.
Can you speak to the crew? What size of crew was out here today looking for them?
I will have to ask today. I know every day we've had, I would say probably around 50 people, 50 search and rescue personnel, and then we also had family that was out here every day as well that was helping us. So I would say throughout the week we probably had a couple hundred people that were out searching from search and rescue. We had deputies assisting. We had deputies from Snohomish County and King County. We had, like I said, search and rescue crews from all over the place. It wasn't just King County, it was everywhere. And everybody was really great and able to send their resources. The Bloodhound tracking team came from Grays Harbor County, so everybody was coming from quite a distance to try to help find Gia.
And you were never able to fly, correct?
We actually had the helicopter from Chelan County come out, but because the brush is so thick and so dense, we couldn't see anything. It wasn't helping us at all. So the only way we knew we were going to be able to do it was on foot with the man trackers, and that's what we were using. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks again for coming out. Yeah, of course.
You said that area is about 10 miles from here.
So you're at milepost, I think 44. If you go to milepost 59, that's where her vehicle was. So our command post was at 58 and a half. It was actually probably less than 59. It's probably 58 3/4 was where her car was broken down on the right shoulder.
There's a sign, Michael, up there.
I think there's a. Do you still have a sign up there where the car broke down, or where the car ran out of gas?
Did you guys take down the missing signs already? No. So there's a sign up there, Michael, that will show you, like right, 59.2. This way.
Oh, we're gonna have a burning card.